right there. Let me make sure I'm recording here. Okay, I'm recording now. And then we have this 4-hour up top as well. So a few imbalances up here. So remember, we're always reactive. So let's say we were to be very bullish for the day, which I'm not necessarily expecting, but let's say we are. This would be an external draw at this high going into that imbalance above up here. You can see that swing high on ES on the 4-hour, or sorry, on NQ on the 4-hour up here, and then all the way back up to that imbalance, right? So I would expect us to try to trade up to that level up there. And then if we're going to continue short like I expected today, I would expect us to come down to these equal lows and possibly down into this imbalance here to try to come down and grab some sell side liquidity. Let's go down to an hourly time frame. Okay, so now we're looking at an hourly, and we can see these levels a little better, right? So those equal lows again, we had that swing low here, and then we kind of see a lot of this chop. But we look at these equal lows here that we took out, and we've seen a pullback ever since, right? So that's why when we take out an external liquidity level like that, we do expect either a reversal or a strong retracement move, which we have seen. Okay, so we took out that previous week low, and we've seen that kind of that retracement move here. We do have this hourly imbalance up top. I do like this level here. I do want to see us, if we're going to trade into that hourly SIBI here and see what kind of reaction we get. We have an hourly order block we traded into that we've seen a reaction off so far. And we also have these equal highs up here at Asia high, right? So another level of external liquidity up here. And then up here, right? And then let's go down to a 15 real quick and let's find where that London high is, right? So that London high is going to be those equal highs. So we see up here, up at 4:15 a.m. is that London high. So that's those equal highs. That's that buy side liquidity up top. And then we're going to look for our London low, which would be a little bit further up here, which would be at like around 2 a.m. So 3:15 a.m. is going to be that London low that we've already taken out. And then we can see that our Asia high was up here. Where was our Asia high? Oh, up here. So the same exact level, I'm going to delete it because it's the same exact level as our London high, right? Those equal highs, equal liquidity there. And then we had our London or our Asia low down here at 9:15 p.m., which we have already swept, as I said. So that's kind of my charting there on NQ. We can look at ES, same London high up top, those equal highs up at 4:15 a.m. London low, same one down here at 2:45 on the same level. Asia high, we can see 7 p.m. over here, and then Asia low down here at 9:15 p.m. Okay, so we have a big divergence down here where we see ES has not taken out that Asia low, and ES also has not even gotten close to taking out that weekly low because it was a little bit more bullish on ES last week than it was on NQ. So let's just put that previous week low there. And then we have that fair value gap on ES down here as well on a weekly time frame. So that's that weekly busy here. Oops, right here. Okay, so we would want to see the same thing happening on ES, right, as on NQ. So we would want to see ES start heading down for that Asia low. We're starting to see that pullback on NQ right now at market open. Right, so we saw that initial move here. Let's look at the 5-minute here on NQ. We saw us start to push up, right? And remember, we kind of expect somewhat of a fake out move at market open every day. It doesn't happen every single day, but often we see that manipulation move at market open, what we like to call a Judas swing, where we want to fake out to one side, go grab some liquidity before we get our real move. All right, so as I was saying, I'm expecting us to be bearish. So as we see us make that initial move up, we're starting to come right back down. But I would want to see a lot of confirmation before I'm ready to jump into my trades. Just telling me that we're for sure going to be heading to the downside, right? So I would be looking for us to, take out this low right here. Like this one right here. I'd want to see us take out this low. Get some displacement. Start to really show me that we are going to head down for our sell side liquidity, which we have a lot of room to run all the way down to these lows. Something about today we have to be mindful of as well, though, is we do not have, very much news. We don't really have anything. The only thing we have is we had an FOMC speaker last night in the middle of the night, and then we have an FOMC speaker at 2 p.m. Eastern. So, right, kind of a little bit of like a no news Monday. So I'm not expecting too crazy of a move in the market today. Hopefully we're still going to be offered with some nice reward, a nice little setup that we can jump into. Okay, but I wouldn't expect anything too crazy. Typically on no news Mondays, we see a lot of ranging. So we might have to be looking to trade a range today. Again, it's just something that we are going to be reactive to, and we're going to wait and see if that's what's going to happen. Right? Are we going to get somewhat of an expansion move that we're able to really hold on to a trade, catch those shorts all the way down to those equal lows down here? Or are we just going to kind of range for the whole day? So that's what we have to be waiting for and be waiting to see. Okay, we're starting to get that move down. So we got the initial fake out move on market open, grabbing buy side liquidity. And now we're seeing us start to come back down. Okay, so I want to see us take out this low. Really prove to me that we are going short. Wait for a pullback into a good level and take this one short. All right, take the short. So like I said, if we wanted to see an expansion move, I want to see us come down and take these equal lows down here. So doesn't mean I'm just going to jump into the shorts right now, but I'm going to start looking for a good level to short off of. All right, so I'd be looking to take it somewhere around here. Right, and let's say we do want to go short. If let's say we want to hold on to this one for a while, if we got a real expansion move, that's like, almost 600 ticks away. So we would need to see a strong expansion move to take this one short. So far, I really like this. We're forming a nice 1 minute bearish breaker. This high, low, higher, high. If we can displace this low, that would show me that we are really trying to move lower. I do like that the VIX is making a move up right now. So now I just want to wait and see if we're going to get displacement of this low, form a bearish breaker here, and if we're going to be able to short this. Okay, so we displaced the low. That's a good sign. So I do want to start looking to short this. I just want to make sure we're shorting off a good level. We're not going to get faked out. Right? Maybe we wait for us to trade into a fair value gap. Maybe we wait for this 15-minute candle to close. Again, I do like what I'm seeing here so far. I think the setup is starting to look pretty nice. So maybe what I'll do is look to hop in half a lot here and give it a shot to the shorts. See if we're going to catch a little bit of a breakout move. So I'm willing to jump in here. I'm going to jump into half a lot. And I'm going to give it a shot here, guys. I'm going to give it a shot and see if we get that breakout. I'm really willing to put risk in the market here just to give it a shot. Put my stop loss at like 40 ticks, not too much risk here, just really testing out the market. So 19,913.75 will be my stop. Just a 40 tick stop here with half a lot. So far, so good. So far, we just hit 60 ticks already. So could even look to just take first TP pretty soon here. Just sell, one of my contracts and look to just hold one contract. So I might even do that. I do want to see if we're going to drop again. I don't want to take TP at like 30 ticks here. I want to see us drop one more time. We did just take that buy or sell side liquidity here, so we're starting to get pullback. If we start to move up pretty aggressively, I'll just get out of this position. And because we're seeing that pullback after grabbing liquidity and I didn't take TP. Again, I'm still holding this position here, but if we start to move up aggressively, I'll just get out. But if we make another drop again, I'll just sell one contract and I'll just let one ride. Okay, I'm going to sell one contract here. I'm just going to move my stop to break even and take a win here. I'll take a small little win here. All right, so that's already one win there. Risk-free trade at this point. So just sold for TP around 56 ticks. And I'll look to just hold on to this either till I get stopped at break even, or if we can make that aggressive, expansion move down and just hold on to it and maybe add into our position if we have a good level. Okay, so that's me just testing out the market, trying to see what kind of movement we're getting, seeing if we're going to get some follow through. Nice little quick win to start off the day there, and see if we get stopped out at break even here. So far, so good. Again, not anything crazy, just half a lot and stopped out at break even. All right, so just a quick little win, testing out the market. I like what I saw there, so we caught about 55 ticks on that one, and now we see what happens. We just closed on that 15-minute candle. So let's see what we're going to do here with our opening range. Big opening range to start the day. Seeing us come, we wicked all the way up, came all the way back down. So, again, we're still looking very bearish. But now I want to wait for another level to be able to short off of again. So we'll see. We will see what happens here. Anybody hop into that first trade there? Honest Money, I see you hopped in. There we go. Right, not anything crazy. Just a quick little win. Just a little bit above a 1-to-1. Nothing too crazy. But it's always nice to start off our day with a little bit of a win. Okay, so we're trading into that breaker a little bit further. All right, so let's see what kind of reaction we get off this breaker now that we're trading a little bit further into it. Trade into that fair value gap above. Might even look to get in another short position. Just depends. If we're going to move up really aggressively like this and push through the breaker, I'm not going to be looking to short this. We're seeing a lot of pullback after grabbing sell side. So I would need to see a nice reaction off this unicorn on the 1 minute here. Before jumping into another short. Bias is still bearish as of right now. Bias is still bearish. But we did already take out our weekly external low at previous week low. So, we're just waiting for that confirmation that we're going to get continuation to the downside. Just waiting for that. We're starting to see a good reaction off that breaker again. Seeing a good reaction there. Okay, I'm going to jump in again to these shorts, guys. I'm going to give these shorts one more shot. One more shot here. I'm liking that reaction off the breaker. Keep a 50 tick stop at 19,918. Just half a lot right now. Again, still not ready to add into a full lot as of right now. But I'm willing to give these shorts a chance again here. Just jumping into a half a lot. See what happens. See if we can get that drop from here. Take TP at this low again. Let's see if we want to get that continuation or not. So far, so good. I'll set a limit order down here at these lows for half my position. Around 74 ticks. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, so we already hit first TP again. I'm going to move my stop to break even one more time. All right, so just these small little half a lot wins. I'm willing. I like it, guys. Now we just traded below our opening range, so we got to be careful here. Right, this is where we could see us start to head back up. But again, I'm willing to hold on to this one. Either add back into a position or start trailing my stop into profit. We'll see how we react off of taking this low. I will move my stop a few ticks into profit here just to cover any commissions. So I'll move it to 19,902.50. So first TP has been taken already, and I'll hold on to this one and see if we're going to get a big drop here. See if we'll get a big drop. Keep holding on to it, or if we'll get stopped out at break even again, or a little bit in profit. And again, as we start to drop further, I'll start, I'll either look to add into my position and just keep my stop at break even, or trail pretty close. So far on this trade, 119 ticks, guys. So we caught about 55 on the first one, and we've caught about 120 plus ticks on this one so far. And we keep going. Look at that, guys. We keep dropping here. Keep dropping. This is what we want to see. Look at that. Pretty nice trade so far. Pretty nice trade. 154 ticks so far. I'll trail my stop into profit here. I'm gonna move it all the way down to this top of this candle here. All the way down. Okay, and let's actually, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep my stop up here, and if we trade back into this fair value gap here, what I'll do is I'll add into more of my position, and I'll just keep my stop at break even and see if we can catch that continuation of the downside with a bigger position. So let's see what kind of move we get back up. I do want to look to add into, you know, maybe add one more contract back in, which will move my break even a little bit further down. Right, so then I would want to keep my stop at break even just to not take a loss on this trade. Let's see if we want to trade into that fair value gap or not. So far so good, guys. So far so good. 155 ticks so far. Remember, like I said, that those equal lows are 579 ticks away from our original entry. So we've still got a long ways to go. A lot of reward that we could catch. Now we just need to see if we're going to get that continuation to the downside. So far, we got that nice reaction off the bearish breaker. I'm starting to like what I'm seeing. Alright, so I just added into one more contract. I'll keep my stop. Oops, I need to move my stop to break even here. A little bit above break even. And if I get stopped at break even, I get stopped, right? Just the risk I'm willing to take here to add into a little bit more of a position. Alright, so I got stopped at break even. Still like that trade. Still think it was very good. Now just going to wait for us to trade back into that breaker again and see what we do. Right, we traded beneath that opening range, so we need to be careful of us coming back up now. Sometimes we do that. We'll trade into, you know, beneath our opening range and then reverse, or we'll trade above our opening range and then reverse. So either way would have gotten stopped at break even on this trade, so I was willing to add into a position to, you know, see if we could catch another continuation back down. So a risk I was very willing to take on that one to add back into another contract. Alright, so now we're starting to head back up into that bearish breaker. Yeah, it did smell a little bit fishy. Alright, but still able to catch 155 ticks to the bottom of that. Not that I caught the full 155 ticks with my with my TP, but still pretty nice setup there. So I mean, so far we've already caught over 200 ticks technically on our trades. If we would have sold at the bottom on both of them, which on the first one we did. If we would have sold both of our full contract positions at the bottom, we'd already be over 200 ticks. Alright, so 2 good trades to start out the day here. Now it's looking like we're going to start to try to push through this breaker. Possibly start to move up a little bit, so I'm going to start looking long here. If we push through this breaker. If we close above this breaker, I'll start looking to take longs back up to grab some buy-side liquidity because it's looking like we are trying to form a little bit of a bullish breaker here on the 1 minute. We traded beneath our opening range and we're seeing that reversal, so I would expect us to try to trade back up to the top of the opening range here. Especially on a no news Monday, guys. Like I said, we might not see a real expansion move. We might see a lot of ranging. So we might have to be looking to trade a little bit of a range today. We'll see though. We got to see what kind of reaction we get off this breaker again. So far, still reacting off that same level on the breaker. Trade a little bit further into it, but get another reaction off of it. But this time I'm expecting us to try to push through it a little bit. Okay, we're starting to move up, All right, so once we disrespect this breaker, that's when I'm looking for a little bit of pullback and then looking for the longs. We might not get that pullback. We might really just start heading up. Let's see how this 1 minute candle closes here. Yeah, we are pushing up. We are pushing up now. All right, so I'm expecting this to come up to this high up here. Let's see if we get some kind of pullback that we're going to be able to jump in the longs from here. Again, we just formed a bullish breaker with this low, high, lower, low. So the highest up close candle here is that breaker block. Let's see if we want to trade back into it. See if we can catch the longs up to the top of the opening range. ES is looking very bullish here. Already very close to that London high. We're starting to see the VIX dropping very aggressively. YM is heading up very aggressively, so I'm expecting these longs to start stepping in now. Just want to see pull back into that breaker and get a better entry here. Pull back on the 1 hour. Closing on the 1 hour in a few minutes. Okay, if we start to move up from here, I'll just get an entry further up, but I would like to see us trade down here, get a better entry down here. All right, to catch up to the top of that opening range. So just waiting for us to trade back down into that. We might not trade back into it. We might have to get an entry a little bit further up here. I'm not super opposed to getting an entry a little bit further up, but I do want to see us trade down a little bit more. Okay, so we're trading into that breaker now. Now I'm waiting for a reaction off of it. All right, there we go. I'm gonna jump in the longs here. Just half a lot again. 19.92650 is the entry. Looking to catch it up to that high up top. I'll set a limit order up here at our opening range, top of the opening range for one contract. I'll put my stop down 50 ticks, 19.91425. And see if this one wants to pump. Let's see if this one wants to pump off our breaker. So about 154 ticks I'm looking for my first TP, which is another reason why I'm willing to just hold half a lot on this one. If we get another, level that we retest or something, I can add into a full. So far, a good pump off that breaker. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Again, you don't have to hold to take first TP. I'm not saying I'm strictly holding to that 154 tick mark to take first TP. Might even look to take it earlier. But that's just where I have my limit order set right now. I'm going to add into a full here, guys. I'm going to add into a full. I'll move my stop up a little bit. I'll move my stop up. So now my entry is up here. So now I'm going to move my stop down to the lows. Right there. So a lot smaller of a stop loss. That's a good pump from that re-entry point or from that entry. There we go. There we go. So I'm still gonna hold for now up to that. I'll sell half my position up that if we can break that opening range. That would be 138 ticks for first TP. I'll just move my stop to break even at this point. So risk-free trade again. We've already hit probably 100 ticks, I think. Yeah, we've already hit 102 ticks there. So you could take first TP here if you'd like. I might even look to take first TP. I do kind of want to hold through to the break of that opening range, just because we're seeing us be very bullish, but we're seeing a lot of SMT right now between ES. ES just took out London High. We're seeing a lot of stalling. So I'm just going to take first TP here, keep my stop at break even. Keep my stop at break even here. Just like a tick into break even or into profit. So I sold for half my position already. Again, I added into a full. My entry moved way up because of that, but seeing that stalling and the SMT divergence at the top, it made me want to, just take profit just in case we wanted to start to drop and not go take out that, that opening range. So again, first TP has been taken. Stop is a tick into profit. We had that SMT at the highs. We see ES took out London High. Just taking profit and being, when it's there, not being greedy. If it's there, I'm gonna look to take it, and then because we still have potential to go to London High here and still catch over 200 ticks. Right, so if we go to London High, I'll sell another contract up at 19,982. Right, 19,982. I'll put a limit order up there for one contract. So around 205 ticks from that entry, from our original entry. And we're moving. We are moving, guys. We look great here. We look great. Yeah, 5 minute looks beautiful. There we go. There we go. Let's see if we can hit that next TP level. We almost hit it already. We're almost hitting that next TP level already. I'll move my stop up a little bit here. I'm going to start trailing one stop. So I just put one stop up there. And our next TP just got hit at 205 ticks. And now I'm going to keep my stop up here. I'm going to keep my stop up here now, beneath this candle. So 205 ticks have hit, and now I'm going to let this one ride. I'll let this one ride. So that's 3 trades, 3 wins there, guys. 3 trades, 3 wins. So 205 ticks from our original entry. Let's see if we can keep riding this one. If we're going to go up for more liquidity. Oh, we haven't even, that's not even London High. That's London Low. So we still have a lot of room to run here. We still have a lot of room to run. So I'm willing to hold on to one contract here. It's pretty far into profit. It's pretty far into profit here. So we just took out the opening range high. We're into that 1 hour SIBI, and we've taken out a lot of buy sides. So expect some pullback here before making another pump up for London High. But yeah, so far so good. 3 trades, 3 wins, guys. We took 2 shorts and now the longs. Got that entry. Waited for us to pull back into that breaker. Look at, we got a pretty perfect entry down here, and then obviously it moved up once we added into a full position. Right, but we weren't greedy. We still took profit once we started to see a little bit of stalling. Still over 100 ticks for our first TP. Pretty nice. Let's see if this one wants to keep moving up. I'm thinking about even keeping my stop a little bit lower, but if we do move down further, I'll just get a re-entry. Like if we move down and stop me out, I'll get a re-entry down here and then hold it again. This one might really keep moving though. So I'm really willing to hold this one. Might even look to add into another contract here. I'm going to add into another contract here. Alright, so now my entry moved up further. I'll keep my stop and profit where it was at. We just traded into that fair value gap. Right, and like I said, if I get stopped out, I'll just look for another re-entry in the longs down here. So I'm willing to be more aggressive on this one again. You can see my entries on the screen here. So my entry just moved way up because I added another contract up all the way up here. So 19,952.50 is now my new break even. My stop loss is at 19,956. All right, so I'm holding this one now until we take out London High at 20,030 is where I'll put my next limit order. Up 20,030.25 will be my next TP level. Let's see if we can catch another one. Yeah, I mean, if we catch this one all the way up here, this could be one of my biggest days of the year so far, which would be pretty nice. That would be pretty nice to start off the week like this. Let's see if we can get that continuation. Again, we're bouncing off the hourly SIBI, and we do have a lot of SMT, but we're showing a lot of strength to the upside here, so I'm still liking this setup a lot. I am still really liking this setup. So we'll see if we want to come down and stop me out, or if we're going to continue to move up here. And this is the hourly SIBI I was talking about that we charted out before. We've taken a lot of buy side. We traded into it, getting a strong reaction off of it. A lot of SMT, but we have a lot of momentum to the upside, and we do have those equal highs up here where London high is that we charted out earlier that I was talking about. Right, so even if I do come down and get stopped out here, I'm very willing to add back into another position. I mean, the VIX is still really dumping. We see YM and ES pumping like crazy. Looks like we might get stopped out here. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. I'm still holding it. Still holding where we're at. Stop loss a little bit into profit. All right, our original entry, guys, was way down here. It was all the way down here. So from our original entry, I don't remember exactly what the level was. I'll have to look. From our original entry, we hit, yeah, probably 230, 240 ticks there so far. Again, added into another contract up here, so that moved my break even all the way up. But a move I'm very willing to make, because if we do, I was going to have my stop loss here anyways, so I'm willing to let myself get stopped out here and then just add back into another position in the longs if we do stop me out. All right, but adding into another contract here gives me a chance to catch some more profit on this move, from where even from this new entry, from this new break even, we're still 300 ticks away from that London high. So we can still catch a lot of profit on this one. Even from that new entry, right? From our original entry, which was somewhere up here, you know, that's almost 400 ticks away from that original entry. So we'll see if we're going to get that continuation. We're seeing a lot of stalling here, but we still see ES pumping through London high. Really pumping through. Trading up almost into that 4-hour imbalance above. It's just that SMT that's holding us down. That and the 1-hour SIBI that's keeping us from really pumping right now. If it weren't for those two, if it weren't for the SIBI and the SMT, we would already probably be at London high on NQ. We're just seeing a little bit of a stalling here, but I still expect us to just pump all the way up to that London high at some point. I'd like it to be now rather than later, but if it is later, I'll get another entry. So, still holding on to this one here. All right, we formed that 1-hour fair value gap, or the 1-minute fair value gap. We've traded into it. We've still respected the bullish fair value gap. We are into that silver bullet hour, and we do have those equal highs up top, external highs, external buy side liquidity, so I do expect us to still try to go target those highs. I mean, look at what ES is doing right now, guys. ES is going crazy. There we go. Let's see us pump. Let's see us pump to the moon here. We don't even have to go to the moon. We just have to make it to outer space. I'll move. There we go. Move my stop up a little bit here. Stop is now at 19,959. Here we go. So I'm still holding this one. I'm going to hold this one all the way up to London high, take another TP up there, and then I'll keep trailing my stop losses. I'll start splitting my stop losses up now. All right, so I'll keep one beneath the low of this candle here. And then I'll keep one down below that fair value gap. And keep riding this. Keep riding this. I mean, yeah, if I sold right now, guys, I would have one of my biggest days of the year. But I want to keep riding this one. Man, don't stop me out. Don't stop me out of this contract. Don't do it. Don't do it in Q. It's gonna stop me out of this contract. Let's see, my stop loss is at 19,974.75 for one of my contracts. So I'm still holding it. What do they call it? Diamond hands. Diamond hands, guys. Still holding on. I mean, from our original entry, we've caught over 250 ticks on this one. On the day, overall, we've caught over 400 ticks already. No losses. Oh. See, that's the one thing I don't like about that, is now my entry moved all the way up here. Now my entry moved all the way up here. So we'll see if I get stopped out. Again, if I do, I'll get into another position. I'll look to long again. And I'll add into another contract. Oh, let's see. So pretty close. My entry's pretty close now. Again, just added into one more. I'm just trying to be very aggressive on this and just see if we'll catch that breakout. If not, guys, if I get stopped out, I'm just putting that risk. If I get stopped out, I'll just look for a re-entry. All right, so I'm looking to be really aggressive. Just adding back into my contract, trying to ride it to the top. And if we come down and take me out, well, I'll look for an entry back in that 1 minute fair value gap again. All right, so I took profit, got stopped out of one contract, added back into it. All right, but this is what the only issue with doing something like this is, that your break even moves up and up and up, which I don't really love. But all right, so we just took me out at break even. All right, so now I'm going to look for a re-entry again down at this 1 minute fair value gap. Getting a lot of pullback here off that hourly. So I'm going to need to see a nice reaction if I'm going to get a re-entry here. So we're really pumping, or we're really dropping through. We're really dumping through that. So let's see if we get a nice reaction here. I'll be keeping very tight stop losses on any re-entries because I do not want to give my profit back. I do not want to give my profit back because I've, caught a lot of profit so far on the day. I'll add back into half a lot, so 2 contracts personally. And I'll keep pretty tight stop losses. But we're moving down pretty aggressively here, so I'm waiting to see a good reaction back to the upside off of this breaker, or off of this 1 minute fair value gap. Not a breaker. A lot of pullback here, so just gonna be patient. All right, I'm gonna add back in, just keeping a tight stop just below. You know what? If I don't see any reaction, I haven't added a stop loss, so I'll probably just sell. All right, I'm just gonna get out. I just gave a few $100 back. We didn't see that follow through. Just getting out. I'm not even gonna risk it. Not even gonna risk it there. We started to see that pump off the fair value gap. Didn't get a follow through. I'm out. I'm not gonna hold it. I'm gonna cut my loser real quick. Like I said, I don't want to give a lot of my profit back. Okay, we're not seeing that follow through here. We're seeing a big reaction off the hourly, so I'll wait for a different entry here. So we're kind of chopping again. It could still be a good entry off this 1 minute fair value gap, but I'm gonna really wait. We're about to see our 15-minute candle close. Let's see if we can close above that opening range here. Still have a lot of SMT at the highs. I do want to see if we're going to close above this opening range or if we're going to come back down and close below it. We are just kind of chopping at this point. We're kind of ranging up and down. So I'll just wait again. I'll wait again for another entry. I won't be as aggressive here. Okay, that's a nice pump off that level. Look how the 15-minute candle closed above the opening range. Closed above the opening range. Pretty good close there. Just not liking this ranging that we're seeing here. A lot of chop, so I'm going to wait and see what we do next. Wait and see if maybe we get a power of 3. Just a lot of SMT at the highs, so we could really see price try to trade back down here. Really did want to see us. I do want to see us come and take out that London high, though. After seeing ES take out that London high with no issue, I would like to see NQ do the same. I would like to see NQ do the same. So just waiting for maybe a liquidity grab on the sell side. Maybe we come back down to VWAP. We get a nice bounce off VWAP. Get another long entry. We'll see how aggressively we want to move down off of this SIBI here. The 1 hour is moving pretty aggressively off of it. Okay, so we disrespected that level. Trading back down to VWAP here. A little bit of a reversal pattern on the 1 minute back down. So I'm a little bit cautious to just jump back into the longs right now. I would need to see a very nice reaction back to the upside. See what the VIX is doing. VIX is still bearish here. VIX is still bearish. This would need to be the point we see price continue to the upside. Like I said, though, if we're gonna have a ranging day, which so far we kind of have, we range down and we range back up. I want to make sure I'm not just jumping into the longs up here until I really see that confirmation. Because what we could do is we could range right back down to the bottom, right back down to these lows. So what we can do here on our fib is we can chart the high to the low of this dealing range here, and we could wait and see us trade back down into a discount of that range, which is what we're doing right now. Looks like we're doing. Looks like we're trading back down into the discount. Back into the bullish breaker could be where we look for another re-entry because it's back down in a discount. We have that support level down here. Could be another good level for entry. So let's see if we want to trade down. I mean, guys, I'm not like, I don't need to take another trade today at all. I'm still loving my profit on the day, and we've caught a lot of good trades already. So I'm not saying I need to take another trade, but there's still a possibility for at least one more really solid entry. So that's why I'm still looking to see if we find one more. Okay, but if you're, so far you should be really good in profit. You should not be looking to risk all of your money. I'm not looking to risk all my money. I'm looking to maybe risk a little bit to try to catch a lot. That's it. Maybe risk a little bit of my profits to try to catch a lot more profits. But that's it. I'm not looking to risk a ton of money on this one if I'm going to take another entry. That's got to be really good. This one got a little aggressive on this re-entry up here, but again, I sold it very quick because I saw we weren't getting that follow through. Didn't take a big loss on it. So we'll see what we do here. We're still getting that reaction off of VWAP. 5-minute fair value gap here. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Looks like the longs are going to step back in. Again, still not ready just yet to jump into another entry. We are seeing the VIX still dropping here. So I still do like the longs overall right now. Right. So we took the shorts and we caught 2 wins, and that's what I expected to happen. I thought the shorts were going to really come in. They didn't. We saw that reversal. We saw the opening range, and we adjusted our plan. Right. We were not completely steadfast in those shorts. We had to be willing to adjust our plan based off of what the market was showing us. Just because I expected us to be bearish doesn't mean that I have to only take the shorts today. Once I see that we're starting to change market structure, our narrative is changing, then I'm starting to change my bias. We took out that external low at that previous week low. And what did I say? Once we take out that low, often we do see a reversal or a strong retracement move. And we also see ranging on No News Mondays like today. So, again, we caught a lot of this move up. We caught this whole move down. So far, so good. Let's not be greedy, and let's not give all of our profits back to the market today. We've caught 3 solid wins. There's no need to give our profits back. Right? Like I said, I'm willing to risk a little bit more in my profits, just a little bit, to try to catch one more big move, and that's it. That's it. And that's only if I see an amazing setup. It's got to be an A+. It's got to be an amazing setup here for me to want to take it. Look at that reaction we've gotten off that hourly SIBI so far. And the cool thing, too, is our risk management on all of these trades have been really solid. We've had great risk management on all of these trades and great risk to reward setups on every single one. That's what I love. That's what gets me going. That's what makes me happy. Man, you show me some good RR and I'm going to be a happy man. Let's look at all of our, we can look at all of our, let's look at our executions here. Okay, so executions, let's see where we entered here. So our first entry, 19,926.50. Second entry, 19,934.75. So our entry was about, let's see, 19,934.75 to 650. So what's halfway between that? My math is not mathing. To 8 about. Nope. Let's just say 2825. Let's just say I think somewhere around there. Yeah, okay. So around 2, let's just say 29 then. So, from our original entry all the way up to these highs is 266 ticks. But look where I sold, right? So I sold for profits here at 19,946.50. Sold for profits up here at 19,982. Added back into here, 19,970.25. Sold at 7,475, 7,675, right? And then we ended up getting stopped at break even once we added into our position. So just, I tried to add into a lot of positions on this one because I really liked it. And then down here we can see our shorts. We took the first shorts here, sold. Second shorts here, sold, and then sold. So pretty nice so far. Right now we're kind of just chopping. We're stalling here at this level right around VWAP. I do want to see these longs step in again from here. Might be another pretty solid entry opportunity. From this level, we're starting to see ES push up again. We're seeing the VIX really dump again, but I'm just not liking the stalling that we're seeing. I'm not liking the chop. I really want to see clear breakout of this level for me to want to jump back into the longs. I am liking these long wicks on the 5 minute to the downside. Yeah, so our short entry, I was expecting us to come down, and I wanted to see if we were going to come down, take out these equal lows here on NQ. What that I talked about yesterday, I talked about today, these equal lows. We had a very bearish structure, so my original thought was shorts, so we jumped into the shorts there. We had a bearish breaker with the high, low, higher, high. We got an entry off the bearish breaker. We got two different entries, and we're still able to catch, over 200 ticks or around 200 ticks on this move. Didn't sell for profit all the way at 200 ticks. But it was a bearish breaker, expecting a lower draw on liquidity, which is why I had conviction in the shorts. And then once we saw us trade below our opening range on the 15 minute here, and then we started to see that reversal is when I started to reverse my position into the longs. It's that opening range reversal, which we caught back all the way back to the top of our opening range. Okay, so we're starting to head back down again. This is why I didn't get another entry yet. My full size was 4 minis. 4 minis was my full size. All right, so like I said, I could have sold at the top on these trades, and I would have had one of my biggest days, but I was willing to risk that for catching it all the way up to London High for around like 300 ticks. And sometimes that's the risk I'm willing to take to try to catch some more profit. Right? I don't really care as much about how much I'm making. I care more about just letting that trade really play out to its full extent and trying to catch it all the way up to that level, which is where I thought we were going to go. Okay, so yes, I could have sold at the top, and I could have had more profit, but that wasn't what my plan was. I wanted to hold through, so I decided to stick to the plan. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so we're trading back down here. Again, I want to see us trade into a discount of this range, which is this 0.5 level here. Trade back into this 1 minute bullish breaker, and then see if we're going to get a reaction off of that bullish breaker to look for longs again. Or if we're going to range all the way back down, we might try to come down back to the sell side again one more time. Right? We might see more seek and destroy conditions for the rest of the day, which is where we're just taking out buy side liquidity, taking out sell side back and forth. But again, I'm willing to try to catch the longs one more time, see if what we do off of this bullish breaker down here. We're now back into a discount of this dealing range from this high to this low. Trading back into a bullish breaker, which is where we got our entry off of originally. So now I'd want to see what kind of reaction we're going to get off of this level. We need to see a very good reaction if I'm going to long this. We are being very aggressive to the downside. Not loving it right now. Like I said, we could see us head back down to these lows and go to grab sell side liquidity. So we're seeing that reaction. Look at the reaction off the hourly. So we've gotten a strong reaction off the hourly, strong SMT at the highs. We could see us head all the way down. I mean, there's still a possibility we could go down for those equal lows at this point. So again, just reacting, right? We're just reacting, just waiting to see what the market tells us, and then we're looking for our next trade. So we came all the way down to the bottom of that breaker, and we closed below the breaker. So we disrespected the bullish breaker there. We are really heading down. So now that next level of liquidity is down at this low here. So we'll see if we're going to trade into that. And then it's those equal lows down there. The prop firm session is just where we're trading prop firms. I'm trying to help everybody, trade with the right risk management on our prop firms. So we do that kind of around our next silver bullet hour, which is 2 to 3 Eastern, 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern is that next silver bullet hour. Exactly, right? You always want to have a plan and you want to have an idea of what you think the market is going to do. But often the market's going to do sometimes the exact opposite of what you expected, and you just have to react. Trading is all about how do we react to this market? What kind of plan do we have set in stone? Not set in stone, but what kind of plan do we have? And if the plan works out, awesome. But if it doesn't, we have to be willing to adjust. Yeah, let the market show what the narrative is and we react to it. Okay, so strong move back down. We could see, let's see what we do off this 1 minute bearish fair value gap. Let's see if we want to head back down from this fair value gap and come down to this low. Well, it's a good day to have copy trade on. There we go. Okay, so we're still in silver bullet hours, so we're still looking for these 1 minute fair value gap entries, but again, we're at the bottom of the range, so I do need to see if we're really going to react off that 1 minute. If I'm not really loving to short this in a discount with this ranging, right? Because we could head back up to the top of that range, which is why you don't see me jumping into a trade. Which is why you see me just looking to see what our market is doing, waiting for reactions. Waiting to see if we are going to go back down for that sell side. Okay, that's a nice reaction there. Still don't love it right now. Okay, because we did trade all the way down to the bottom of that range. But I do want to see if we're going to come try to grab sell side. See what the VIX is doing. VIX is still bearish. It's getting a little bit of pullback. Again, looks like these longs might try to step back in here. Let's see what we do. Trade back down to near the bottom of the range. Another 1 minute fair value gap into the discount. Could see us head right back up for the highs, right? So it's just that ranging behavior now that we're seeing. Typical no news Monday, where we grab sell side, we come up, grab buy side, we come back down, grab some sell side, come to the bottom of the range. Right, I just wanted to see if we're going to come down and grab this sell side level down here. So at this point, I'm not really expecting any crazy breakout moves. I'm just expecting us to range up and down. But the nice thing about today is the range is offering hundreds of ticks. A lot of the time, our range on a no news Monday only offers like 50 ticks. Today, we're seeing this range offering a few hundred ticks, right? So that's why I'm still willing to try to trade the range. Okay, we're still getting a nice reaction off that 1 minute. Let's see what kind of follow through we get. Let's see if these shorts want to step in here. Let's see if these shorts want to step in, come down to this low. Yeah, exactly, right? We're still being offered a ton, and that's why these longs, we were offered a lot of reward. We even caught them up here, and we were still offered over 200 ticks. All right, so normally when I see this kind of range, I'm like, I'll stay away from it, because it's like, what am I risking? I'm only looking to catch 50 or 60 ticks. That's not worth it to me. But when I see that I could still catch 200 to 300 ticks on a trade, I'm still willing to put that risk on the table. See you at the prop firm session. See you soon. Okay, so I'm starting to like these shorts here. I'm going to give them a shot. I'm going to give the shorts a shot here. Half a lot again. Just trying to catch them down to this sell side liquidity level. Again, I'm going to try to keep really tight risk on this. I'm going to keep like a stop just above this candle. Just above this candle. Not really putting a lot of risk into the market. Risking 38 ticks or 37 ticks here. Right? Really not looking to put a lot of risk into the market here. And again, that you see me putting my stop super tight, right? Got stopped out of 1 there. Got stopped out of 2, okay? You're not seeing me risk a lot. I wanted to see if we could catch that move down. We're respecting that fair value gap. See if we're going to move down. 36 tick risk, okay? With half a lot. A risk I was willing to take there. Now we're starting to see. Okay, we made a higher low. We made a higher low down at the bottom of the range. Let's see if we're going to head back up. We're still respecting our bearish fair value gap as of right now, but I wasn't going to keep a 100 tick stop above the fair value gap, right? Just tight risk for any other trades I take. Okay, there we go. So now we're seeing a breakout back to the upside. We're seeing that breakout back to the upside now, disrespecting the 1 minute fair value gap. Let's see how we close. Let's see how we close here. Right, at this point, you guys don't see me going, oh yeah, guys, you don't see me getting into a full position with a 50 or 60 tick stop. That's not what I'm going to be doing. Not what I'm going to be doing. One minute fair value gap forming here. Lower high created, or a higher low created. Just displaced our recent high. We're at the bottom of the range, so we could see us head right back up to the top of the range here. But yeah, so my reasoning for trying to get into this trade here, seeing us trade into a 1 minute fair value gap, wick up, still have sell side at the bottom of the range, and we are still offered, over, close to 200 ticks on that position. So that's why I was still looking to jump in. Looks like these longs want to step in now. Let's see what our risk would look like in these longs. If we wanted to take them. We're right beneath VWAP. I do want to be careful, but we're starting to look like we want to head back up to the top of the range. We are in this 5 minute bearish for value gap here. Don't love that, but I do expect us to try to inverse that. I expect us to try to inverse that 5 minute. See what we're doing here on the 15. 1 hour is pretty dead even. So I want to see us really start breaking out of this to jump in the longs. Again, I'll just keep tight risk again. Not enough conviction for me just yet. Not enough conviction until I start to see a strong reaction off of that 1 minute fair value gap. We're seeing us react off of the bearish one on the 5 minute. Okay, we're starting to move. I'm liking that reaction. Just want to start seeing some follow through. All right, this will be the last trade that I take, no matter what. If I do take another trade, this will be the last one. Not looking to take any more trades after this. Okay, are we going to start to break out here? All right, I'm going to try out the longs here. Again, I'm going to keep super tight risk, guys. Super tight risk. We are still chopping. So just half a lot again. So I can't keep the tightest risk. I do want to keep my stop below, but I'm going to look. If this one doesn't break out right now, I'll probably look to just sell. If we don't see a start to break out of this, I'll probably just get out of my position completely and just sell super early. Okay, we're not seeing that fall through. All right, I'm just getting out. I don't want to risk any more here, guys. I don't want to risk any more. We're just not seeing that fall through. I'm just going to get out. Again, that's just me trying to manage my risk to the best of my ability. If I don't see that fall through on that position, I'm not going to let it come down and stop me out at 50 ticks like that, right? We're not seeing that fall through off the 1 minute. We're not seeing us head back up to the top of the range. Now we're kind of starting to see a lot of up and down, more volatility, not as predictable as before. So, yeah, I don't know if I want to put any more risk into this market. Right? Still up a lot. Still caught a lot of profit on the day. So, you know, I'm probably not looking to put any more risk into the market here. Still a big day for me. Still very happy with our profits. All right, so I'm going to call it here. I'm done. Okay, we tried a few more trades. Took a few small losses. I'm good. I'm good. All right, we'll come back for prop firm. We'll be ready to kill it again. Don't risk all those profits, please. I'm holding on to my profits. Great day for us, guys. Great day. I mean, we caught over 400 ticks on our wins, so let's be happy with that. Okay, like I said, I was trying out a few more trades. Didn't work out. I'm good. You didn't see me add into a full position and hold for 50, 60 tick stop losses. Nope, when my trade didn't work out right away, I just got out. All right, so, yeah, I mean, great way to start our week there. Great way to start our week. I'm very happy. Hope you guys are too. All right, don't let this tempt you into losing all your profits. Okay, let's take our wins. Let's hold on to them. We start off the week hot. Let's keep this momentum going for the rest of the week. We'll be back for prop firm session. Back ready to kill it again, all right? All right, guys, appreciate you so much. Take it easy until I see you in a little bit. God bless, and I'll see you soon. Peace.